Good morning. Kalimera σας. Welcome to Athens. Honorable Minister of Defense, Mr. Nikos Dendias. Esteemed guests, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Hellenic Manufacturers Defense Materiel Association, SEKPY, I would like to pay my respects and express my sincere appreciation for your attending the DEFEA Conference 2024, hosted by the International Defense and Security Exhibition DEFEA, under the auspices of the Hellenic Ministry of Defense. From my perspective, this high-profile event, organized by Rota Exhibition Greece in cooperation with SEKPY, is a premier opportunity to elevate the discussion over defense, security, and the defense industry to a strategic posture level. Today's event takes place in a landscape in which tectonic changes are happening in both the geopolitical and defense and security fields, while challenges becoming more complex and interconnected and have exposed Europe's structural weaknesses. In this context, Greece stands today as a pillar of stability in the global defense and security landscape, leveraging its cultural, technological, and geostrategic capital to ensure the safety and security of its citizens, partners, and allies. Europe is now sprinting to create a Made in Europe defense, with 2024 being a precursor to what is to come. To that effect, the year 23 was a promising year for the Greek defense industry, with the Greek SMEs, small medium enterprises, playing a leading role in the projects of the European Defence Fund, EDF. To further illustrate the Greek success story in EDF, please allow me to present to you some additional concrete facts on the Greek entities, all of them members of SEKPY. We were second country in SME participation in 2021 and first country in SME participation for 2022. 71.3 million have been absorbed by Europe in total. And I am now today privileged to announce that according to the latest information we have, 2023 is the best year for the Greek SMEs up to now. We achieved participation in 28 programs and we have the lead in 10 projects. I would like here to congratulate the Greek defense industry, to thank Minister Dendias for the support, and please continue to support that endeavor. Defense Industrial Strategy, EDIS, and the proposed European Defense Industry Programme, EDIP, are pieces of the same defense puzzle. Both of them aim to enhance the Union's defense industrial readiness and reinforce its capacity to protect its citizens. EDIS proposed several tangible indicators for the first time. By 2030, the value of intra-EU defense trade should represent at least 35% of the value of the EU defense market. By the same year, at least 50% of member states' defense procurement budget should be devoted to procurement from the European defense technological industry base. And by 2030 also, member states should procure at least 40% of defense equipment in a collaborative manner. On these grounds, EDIP looks to provide financial support with 1.5 billion from the EU budget over the period 25-27. On the one hand, this news is exciting and brings to the force major windows of opportunity for synergies in defense, considering that the European bureaucracy could not even spell the word defense some years ago. On the other hand, the financial resources seem inadequate to support the said endeavor, while its short-term duration seems not up to scratch. The two tools of NATO, Diana and the NATO Innovation Fund, have also entered the equation, and further engagement on behalf of the Greek defense ecosystem is needed. Now, as far as our internal affairs are concerned, SEKPY's steadfast goal for the domestic defense industry is to achieve functionality, competitiveness, and above all, extroversion, covering the largest possible percentage of domestic needs. SEKPY, as a non-profit organization, was founded 42 years ago, in March 1982. Today, counts 214 Greek companies involved in defense and security, directly employing approximately 15,000 people. In 2023, SEKPY, promoting the interests of the domestic industry outside the Greek borders, is a proud member of both the Aerospace and Defense Industry Association of Europe, ASD, and the European Network for Rural Development. Beyond this, SEKPY's extroversion is being attained both with the co-organization with ROTA of the exhibition DEFEA, as well as today's high-level conference, the most important defense conference in our country for 2024. In fact, the second edition of DEFEA exhibition, just the previous May, was attended by 346 companies from 28 foreign countries. But most importantly, exhibitors from Greece were 144, justifying the strategy of SEKPY to open the defense sector up to the entire Greek industry without barriers, exclusions, and pettiness. Yet, the undertaking of the organization of the Hellenic pavilions at two of the world's largest defense exhibitions, Eurosatory and Euronaval, under the auspices of the Ministry of Defense and with the substantial support of Enterprise Greece, also validates the association's strategy of extroversion. Admittedly, the defense industry in Greece is characterized by economic and technological components, which are important factors for industrial competitiveness. Greece seeks to emerge as a hub for cutting-edge technologies. This strategic pivot is reflected upon the emblematic and historically demarcated collaboration of SEKPY with educational institutions and research centers of scientific excellence of the country's highest educational scale through last December establishment of the Defense Industry, Higher Education and Research Interconnection Company, with the distinctive title Defense EduNet, which is the first defense cluster in Greece. The fundamental purpose of the cluster is to create a hub for connecting domestic companies active in the defense industry with the higher educational institutions and research centers of the country, defense-related technological cluster, for the creation of new knowledge, products, and technologies in the fields of defense, security, digital transformation, and aerospace. For SEKPY and its members, the collective confidence that the country is able not only to use, but also to produce high technology is a given, which is certified by the performance of the Greek research community. In an interconnected world, collaboration is paramount. SEKPY and the Greek defense industry as a whole fully understands the importance of forging strategic partnerships to enhance its capabilities and ensure interoperability with allied forces, while at the same time further participating and supporting defense autonomy, security of supply, and ultimately the national and European defense industrial and technological base. For these very reasons, SEKPY proposed the following three tasks. First, the creation of a separate government structure responsible for the defense industry, as happens in most of the countries with strong armed forces and defense industry. A governmental structure that will be solely responsible for the defense industry with a central strategic policy. Its creation will have a comprehensive and not fragmented policy of promotion and development of the sector. Second, demand on behalf of the contractors of armament programs to commit to industrial returns, which cannot be less than 30% of the cost of the respective contracts as required by most countries in the world. And third, the allocation of significant national resources to defense, research, and development. In the same wavelength, the recent initiative of the Minister of National Defense, Mr. Dendias, in the form of a draft law on military innovation titled Research, Development and Innovation in the Armed Forces moves to the right direction. This is a pivotal moment aligned with Armed Forces Agenda 2030, emphasizing the integration of innovation by leveraging the Hellenic Center of Defense Innovation. The Greek defense sector stands ready to sustain its part of innovation and cooperation. While the hurdles ahead may seem daunting, Greece is primed to tackle the intricacies of today's security challenges through unwavering dedication to excellence, fostering an environment of innovation, and cultivating strategic alliances. In conclusion, I would like first of all to express my heartfelt appreciation to all who dedicated their efforts to this conference, and specifically to my very good friend Vasilis Barkas. And I would like to thank you for your attentiveness, and I eagerly anticipate strategic level dialogues. Thank you very much.